Off the Lee Summit, Missouri, as I take you guys on this nationwide tour. We try to cover everything on this channel, from sea to shining sea, from the southern border to the northern border. We try to cover all this stuff, man, on this channel. Salute to all you guys who've been going to the merch store and getting stuff. Really appreciate that, man. And rock your Ock Nation gear with pride. Whether you're in New York City, Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, Houston, Texas, or even Lee's Summit, Missouri. And I often tell you guys that 10% is my threshold to where, your child's just going to be a dangerous place. You're going to feel it when you get 10% of the population. It's sunny. But as you can see, Lee's Summit is a tad bit below that. However, it's 2022, and we may have to adjust our scale here at Ock Nation News.
HB41 News reporter Leslie Delisbour explains who she's targeting and hopes to stop senseless violence in our community.
Cartisha Hudson is turning pain into something powerful.
I want to bring awareness to the world, not just Kansas City. I want to bring awareness to the world that gun violence is plaguing the lives of so many.
You don't say.
After losing two men in her life, her brother, 18-year-old Jamon Dillard, by a friend playing with an unsecured gun, and in 2017, her 19-year-old son, Christopher Hudson, killed during a road rage incident.
Man. Whew. These sisters in the stand, boy, they got it rough, Jack. They got it rough, man. My heart goes out to the sister, man. I don't want to make light of it. It really does, man. And this is just one sister. There's other, wherever we are, it's the same story. No matter how many there are, how few there are.
And in 2017, her 19-year-old son, Christopher Hudson, killed during a road rage incident.
He was driving home from a doctor's appointment, and he was trying to get directions for me and my husband, so I literally just talked to him. And a few minutes after, a guy drove up beside of him because he said he was driving too slow. He screamed at my son, and then he shot in the car and shot my son, and he ultimately died.
Brother's cold, man. You driving too slow. So instead of switching lanes, I'm going to risk my freedom. I'm going to risk it all to punish you, person I never met before. Because they hadn't met until he pulled up beside the guy. You just blow your head off and keep it pushing. You can't tell me that poverty caused that, man. That type of mentality. You can't tell me. I don't care. You can't tell me if he would have had a dad, he would have made a different decision. something is wrong with the hardware. To where if someone's driving too slow, instead of just switching lanes and keep on going, you have to destroy that person. You have to end their life and possibly set yours on a trajectory that leads to you living in a cage with a bunch of animals in some penitentiary somewhere. And that mentality is so prevalent. I've already beat y'all over the head with how unsafe the roads are. I don't even talk about that anymore. I'm on the other things. I've already colored and painted you how unsafe the roads are because of Sunmen. But, God, dog. Brothers are cold. Man, how you know it was a Sunman, man? Could you imagine this is a glider who did this? You would have known about this case. You'd have known this kid's name. Crump would have been in, Jesse Jackson would have been down there. CNN, MSNBC. The Griot. The whole world would have been in Lee Summit. We would have already known about Lee Summit. You'd have known like Ferguson and Kenosha. You would have known about Lee Summit. It'd have been just as familiar to you as New York City. Had that been a glider that did this.
Shot my son and he ultimately died.
Turning those tears into tools for success by teaching kids about conflict resolution.
Focusing on basically mentorship to young children, boys and girls, elementary age up until high school. So just basically giving like a big brother, little sister type of situation, teaching them, just how to interact in a regular environment as far as, frustration and anger.
With her,
I think she meant how to respond like regular people. I think that's what she really meant. Teach these kids how to respond like normal people, man. Not like Stanians, man. Just react like a normal person. Switch lanes, man, and keep it pushing.
So just basically giving like a big brother, little sister type of situation, teaching them, just how to interact in a regular environment as far as, frustration and anger.
With her organization, Breath in Me, Life in You.
The reason why we call it Breath in Me, Life in You is because as long as there's breath in us, there'll always be breath. There'll be life into the loved ones that we lost due to gun violence or, situations of violence.
Ensuring that the names of those gone, like her brother and son, are not lost.
Our way of doing it is just making sure we get out in the community and do the groundwork, connecting with, fellow constituents and just coming together and brainstorming on how we can do things.
To raise awareness about putting a stop to gun violence in and around Kansas City.
So it's up to us to continue that legacy. It's up to us to continue what they left behind and build on those bricks that they created.
In Lee Summit, Leslie Delasport, KSHB 41 News.